Hi Flosstube, welcome back to my channel, NBC Stitcher. I'm Matt, this is Augie, and this is a YouTube channel where I talk about cross stitch and I also talk about books, so that'll be at the end though. Today is the day after Christmas, Sunday, December 26th, 2021. And this is going to be Flosstube episode 37, I believe. And it has been a pretty great, very nice holiday break so far. I had Friday and off from work, and then I took Monday off as well. My boyfriend is here in town. We are going to be going to see some of his friends for a day trip tomorrow, and then he's going to actually be here all the way until New Year's. So he's off of school. He's a professor, and so he doesn't have class or anything. He doesn't have to get back to, and his dogs are here as well. So you may hear additional clickety clacks. It's not just going to be Augie, and if there's barking, that could also happen. So that's just a warning. But it's been a while. It was at the beginning of December that I did my last video, and things have just been crazy, and I haven't had a chance until now. I've got a lot of stuff to show. I've got a lot of haul, and I've got just a lot. So first of all though, I'm going to start with an FFO, and this I completed. This was the secret stitching that I had been working on for a while, and I finished it, framed it, and gave it to my boyfriend for our anniversary, which is Christmas Eve. And so he hasn't taken it yet, so I can still show it. He is actually not at the house right now. He's at the gym. But so he loves Michael Myers, and the original Halloween movie is one of his favorite horror movies of all time. This is a pattern from the Witchy Stitcher. The only thing I didn't do, the only changes I made, I used Anchor Black instead of 310, and then there's some orange that kind of comes around him, and I just didn't do that because I had this fabric. So I absolutely enjoyed this stitch quite a bit. It is pretty dense for a Witchy Stitcher pattern, but I really enjoyed it. And then I did sign and date it down there. I got the frame at Michael's. It was a pre-made one, and then I had them cut me a piece of foam core that would fit in there, and then I did a pin mount and laced along the back of it. I'm pretty happy with it. This is only the second time I've done that. I did one other one that I'm going to redo, so you're not going to see that one yet, but I think it went pretty well, and I think it looks pretty good, so I'm pretty happy with it. My boyfriend loves it. He thinks it's amazing. He was like completely flabbergasted, but yeah. So Michael Myers, Witchy Stitcher, there we go. I have one other finish that I do need to show, and I did this. It was not all in one day, but it was start and a finish. This is the centerpiece of the Inverno piece from Satsuma Street, which is the winter themed. Like it's a 3x3, so there's 9 different motifs and then a border. I'm doing some of them individually to do as little finishes and then put them up on the wall. This little snowflake is the center one, and I did it. It's only 2 different colors. They're both different variegated DMCs, and it's the called for. I just did that. It's on 16 count white Ada, and I will be finishing that on a little canvas and putting that up before it's no longer winter. It's actually only just became winter because the solstice is when the mark of that, so that would be just this last week. So that's the only finishes that I have, but I have quite a bit more. So let's go ahead and get on into the next part. I think, well, I may have one start. I may have shown this last time. I don't remember. But this is the Temperature Library 2 from Christie's Corner on Etsy. And it is a temperature bookshelf where each book will be a different day of the year. And I'm going to do this for next year. So this is going to be for 2022. And I have been working on the frame and kind of getting myself along here. I did show this before, but I'll go ahead. I'm pretty sure. So this is a 32 count Jobelan from Bestitch Me. It's called Vintage. It was the fabric of the month 2 months ago. Okay, bye, Aki. And so it's a nice, just kind of like cream base, neutral color. And I'm using the called for colors, and I have been working on, I've got the bookshelf part for January, and then I've started working, this is a clock, and so I've started on that, and then I'm gonna work on that a little bit more, but I'm kind of ready for the books, and so I'll be doing that and then work a little bit more on the shelf to, you know, be ready for February. And then there's essentially a shelf for each month. So it's 12 shelves, 365 books. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So Temperature Library. And, oh, yeah, okay. I did have another finish, but it was the one that I tried to fully finish, and I need to kind of adjust it. So I'll show it next time. Okay, the next one, this is my Fantasy Letters Sal from Pain Free Crafts. It was their 2020 stitch along. This is based on the artwork of Stanley Morrison. And there's essentially a fantasy creature for each letter of the alphabet, and they generally are shaped like the letter. I am on N, which is for Nessie, and I did just a little bit more. I haven't done a whole lot. There are a lot of fractionals and a lot of quarter stitches that just make it a lot harder to keep going. So, and then there's backstitch. It's really a good result. I am going to try, I could get N done by the end of the year. So if I do that, that would be really fun to do. So I'm going to try to do that. But that's N for Nessie. And this is just on a 32 count white Jobelan. And so there we go. Okay. Next up, I've got, I did a bunch of this, and so this is the Winter Deer by Statrovia. This is one of my oldest whips. I started it the beginning of 2020, I believe. Yeah. And I spent quite a bit of more time on it this month. And so I have finished this tree, and I've also finished the mountain. So, or at least the top part. And then I'm gonna come down and work. I'm gonna move the Q-snap and move around for the next time I work on this. But I'm kind of putting this on pause for right now. This is on an 18 count Ada from Bestitch Me. It didn't have a name, but it is a gray. And yeah, I really enjoy this. I did make one change. So I changed the colors that are in the star point up here. In the called for, it's the light blue that's in the center, and then the darker blue that's on the outside, but not the dark blue that's in these little parts. And so this light blue doesn't really show up well on this fabric, and so I just changed it to a different set of colors. But I worked on that, and then I will be, next time I work on this, I'll be moving to Q-Snap and figuring out some other part that I want to kind of work on. But yeah, I enjoyed this. This is a nice, fun stitch to work on. And I have the fallopian tree done, and so, or uterus tree, as some people have called it, but I quite enjoyed finishing that up, and then the mountain. So that's where I am at on Winter Deer, and I'm doing that in a I'm using the called for DMC. Sometimes I move what color it is, but it's all the color that was charted. Where did... I am going to do, I'll show you the next piece. That app. Okay, so next up I have another autumn, well actually I haven't shown any online pieces so far, but this is Woodland Santa. This was my other Christmassy stitch that I've been working on. This is a piece by Autumn Lane Stitchery, and or chart, and I am working on this and doing it in the called for DMC, and here's where I'm at. This is on a 18 count Ada from Picture This Plus. Jade is the name of it. And so I finished up the boots and kind of worked on this holly, and I had done this part down here, and I had stopped, and then yesterday I worked on this Christmas Day, and this morning I worked down here. And there's this checkerboard pattern that is pretty easy to do. This may be coming with me when I go to on the road trip tomorrow. It would be an easy thing to work on in the car because it's Ada and there's just blocks of color that I can fill in. So that would work pretty well. But yeah, I really enjoy this piece. It's not going to get done this Christmas. I would love for it to be done by next Christmas, but I don't know if that's going to happen either. It's there's a lot of stitching to it. I am nowhere near halfway, I don't think, and so there's just quite a bit more. But I really enjoy it, so working on it. Okay. Next up is this is Lady Cat from Nora Corbett. This is one of the Orchid Party pieces that she has done. That's the series that it's in. And I have done quite a bit on this. I had a few days left on a WIPGO goal for this last year, and it was Pretty Ladies, or I'm changing the title to Fancy Folk for next year. So that's the category, and I decided to work on this one because it's one that I have done quite a bit on, and it's also one that I am this may be what I'm closest to finishing, and so I'm not that close, but I feel like if I give it a good amount of progress, then I will be even closer the next time. So, and I also worked on this Friday night when I got on Virtual Stitchers for a little bit, but it was Christmas Eve, and we did stuff with my family Christmas Eve, and then my boyfriend's family yesterday, Christmas Day, and then we actually saw my parents last night too for a little bit, but doesn't matter. Okay, so I mostly am working here on the wings. I kind of filled in a lot of this stuff and went up here, did a little bit more on the flower stuff down here as well, but I'm trying to get the wings done is kind of my goal of where I'm at on this one. And there's holes because there's a lot of beads in there as well, but I do really enjoy this piece. This is a 32 count Lugana in Gaia from Bee Stitch Me, and so it has green, blue, purple, pink, just a little bit. It's very subtle colors, but I like it. I think it gives a good amount of color without being like a real neutral, but it's not white either, so it helps the colors pop. I have a tiny bit of her skin done. I'm probably going to take that out and do a skin conversion on her. I do really like her. I think she would look pretty with a little bit darker skin or a different color skin than what is charted. So, but I'm going to kind of wait and figure out what I want to do on that. But yeah, this is Lady Cat by Nora Corbett, and that's where I'm at. Okay, next up, I only did a little bit on this one. I'm kind of getting behind on my goals, but I am working on this. This is Long Dog Samplers. Oh, that's where that went. Okay. Pointed Fifth. This came out this year, and I am doing it in all sorts of colors. I think I worked more on this house, and that would be about all that I did since the last time I showed it. And I really enjoy this piece, and I want to work on it more. So, but I say that every time, and then sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. This is on a piece of 36 count vintage country mocha linen, and I am using this big rainbow color is Silks for You, 168, I think, or 167. And then I'm just using all sorts of different colors for whatever else. This is another Silks for You that I had. This is Classic Colorworks, Apple Fritter, I think. And then there's a bunch of Threadworks that I've used in a lot of the other stuff that's not that. So, and then this is a needle minder from Rebel Stitcher Designs. It is Katya. This is not one she designed, but she purchased these and turned it into needle minders. And so Katya is a drag queen from RuPaul's Drag Race and many other things, and she is amazing, and so I really liked it, and that's why it's in here. Yeah. And okay, next up we've got this is from I don't know why I didn't put it in there. Bendy Stitchy Designs. This is Cleocatra. Let me see. I think I have it. Oh, I do. It's in there. So this is number 67, Michelle Bendy, Cleocatra. This is part of the Meow the Merrier. I'm doing this on a piece of 14 count Ada that my friend Jessica Rainy Day Stitcher printed with her printer, her inkjet printer, and it's she printed a picture of papyrus, and so I'm doing it with the called for sulky, but I'm using 2 strands, so it's pretty thick, and then but it is 14 count, so yeah. So I got a little bit more done on her, just a little bit, not a whole lot, but I worked on her for a little bit. This is Miss Vanjie, another drag queen from RuPaul's Drag Race that I also purchased from Rebel Stitcher Designs, and yeah. So that's where I got on that one. Not a whole lot, but you know. Next up, I have my 2 full coverages. So I had originally set a goal to reach 16,000 stitches this year on my full coverages. I have more than made that. I have surpassed that goal, and so, but I have set a new goal for next year, and that includes doing 3,000 stitches each month, or not necessarily in each month, but like to have that done by the end of the year. I also have 2 WIPGO goals that are an extra 1,500 stitches that month, and so overall I should be let's see, 3 times 12 is 36. And another 3. So about 39,000 stitches for next year, which is doable because these are half stitches. I do them in 10 stitch. I'm also planning to start another full coverage, and I'll talk about that a little later. But first up, let me show you what we're looking at. So currently I only have 2 projects going, and I will probably start another one relatively soon. And view markup. Okay, and so this is Intimate Encounter. The art is by Sandra Santera, and this is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And it is just the regular size. I don't know that there's a different size available, but yeah. And I currently am at 10,286 stitches, 3.87% done, and here's where I'm at. So I completed a diagonal for the most part. I think there's a few little stitches that I need to do, but like it's one and then I'd have to tie it off. But if I work further, I can have somewhere to put it. So I've kind of just waited on those, but I'll work on that. And then I've been working on this new diagonal and making my way up. We get some more of Hearn's hand here. We've got Pan's hand pretty much done. And so we'll get some Hearn's hand and then his wrist and bracelets, and that's kind of going up. But yeah, this is really fun to work on. I've really enjoyed it. And I love working on it with Pattern Keeper and just being able to, you know, kind of get some stuff done. But yeah, this is on a 28 count easy guide, which is, I think the name, it's the 10 block, it's 10 stitches, or 10 strands, and then there's the gray line. And so, as I said before, I'm doing it 2/1 stitch. And so that is making it pretty quick. But I enjoy that, and that's how I like to do them. And the people that do them in full cross, that's great. I don't feel like I can do that with the time that it would take, and the time that it does take to do that kind of stitching on these kind of projects, that just, I would get very little done, I feel like. Or I'm able to get a lot more progress quickly, and so it keeps me going on these. So I'm very happy with the way I do it, and everybody else, if that's however way you do it, works great too. But yeah, Intimate Encounter, 3.8% done. So, and then my other one, I have less stitched on it. This is the Once Upon a Fairy Tale by Amy Stewart. This is the regular size. This is the PDF mock-up of what it'll, or the pattern stitcher mock-up of what it'll look like. And I am only have 6,703 stitches, but I am at 1.6%. And so there's a lot more stitching on this one than the other one. There's also a lot more color changes because the picture's a lot more detailed, or like there's a lot more stuff to it than two dudes. But I finished up the diagonal. I also added a little bit more on this to get to a page finish. So normally, like people that stitch on Heaven and Earth Designs or full coverages, you know, they stitch a page at a time. With Pattern Keeper, we've been able to kind of get away from that, or some people, you don't have to, you can do it however you want to, but I like stitching in the diagonal and not just like with a page line. I don't want that as much. And so I calculated what a page would be by taking the number of pages in the chart, taking the full number of stitches and divide it by the number of pages, and then I have a number of, that's how many stitches per page. I count page finishes towards my yearly goal of how many finishes I have. And so that is, I was very close to getting this one to a page finish, and I wanted to do that so I could get another finish this year. I'm at 24 finishes for the year total, and so I wanted to get to, I want to get to 25, but that was definitely helped get me to that part. But yeah, I will continue to work on this. I'm trying to like work a little bit on one, then work on the other, continue on the diagonal, and then I think probably about the time I've got 18,000, because I'm at 16,000. By the time I get another 2,000 stitches, I think I'll be ready to start another piece. And so I will get that going. And I will show you about those in a little bit. But that's all my stitching. So, well, let's go ahead and talk about that. So I kind of mentioned this before, but I've had this idea of working on a new full coverage piece. I have a couple different pieces that are in contention, and I've been considering different ones, and I've played around with it, and I've narrowed it down to two. And so there, well, I'll do that. So I would like your input, and I will do a giveaway for when I film my next video. I'll give away one of my agate slice needle minders, and I'll give you color options, but it'll just be one. So what you need to do is there will be, well, I'll do two. So there will be one for the first piece and one for the second. And I kind of want to know what people are thinking, but I'll give away one for somebody that is the first one. And so why don't I go ahead and show that? Okay, so this is, and I'm showing you the PDF mock-ups of these. So this is Realm of, oh, hold on. I think Realm of Enchantment. It's a quick stitch Realm of Enchantment, and the art is by Anne Stokes, and it is from Heaven and Earth Designs view mock-up. So it's this cute fairy with a little dragon on a unicorn. She's not terribly huge, but she's not small. I mean, she is a quick stitch, but she's not that quick. It's size-wise, we've got, it's 450 by 521. So it's quite a bit there. And then the other one is also a big one. It will be even more. So the other one is not from Heaven and Earth, but it is from Unconventional Cross Stitch, which is she's a designer in Australia. And so it is titled Groundling, and the art is Carla Morrow. It's a bunch of dragons. This one I really liked. It's like, I guess, a ground dragon. I'm kind of leaning towards this one, just as a heads up. But I love both the colors and the fantasy elements from both. This one, however, is 348 by 450. So it's actually a little smaller. But it does have I don't think it says right here. I think it's even more colors. I think it's like closer to 100 colors versus the around 80 that the other one is. But because I don't think they're numbered, and I don't want to count them in the thing. But yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot. But either one of them I'm gonna do tint stitch. Now I am probably gonna start in, so normally, like if you have, sorry, don't wanna show that. So like normally in a piece, like you have the piece, I've been starting down here. But that was because when I had originally started working on full coverages like that, I was doing full cross, and that made sense because of the way I make my crosses. But because of the way I make my first leg, I think it actually makes more sense for me to start in this corner. So the new one, I'm going to start down there, still work in the diagonal, kind of, you know, going this way. But that's the idea. So I'm going to try that. I'm kind of personally leaning towards grounding, but the realm of enchantment is also up there. So one of those two will be it. So if you like realm of enchantment, put in your comment fairy. And then if you like grounding, put in your comment dragon. There is a dragon in the other one, so you can say both things. I will only give one to one person, but there will be a winner for each of the two, and so do that. Put that in your comment, and then I'll talk to you about what color you want of the needle minders. So I'll show. We'll do that after the winners are selected. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the stitching and the plans. I didn't bring it, but I am going to be working on Autumn Town. Today is its birthday. It's also the anniversary, just the anniversary of when Kristen and I and Catherine started working on, and I think Sarah, Memphis Sarah, also started with us, but I didn't know Sarah at the time. But we are working on the Autumn Town by Autumn Lane Stitchery. This is the hashtag holiday hangover Sal, after the holidays are over and ready to do some more fall stitching. I really am very happy with that piece, and I want to get a little bit more worked on in the trees. I may take that with me as well tomorrow. So the friends that I'm meeting, Ben's friends, my boyfriends, they also cross stitch, and so I'm excited for that too. So anyway, now I do have a bunch of haul that I need to get through, and so I doubt this is the halfway mark, but I hope we're close. And then I have some books to talk about as well. I've only been reading one series, so it's not going to be a whole lot to talk about, but I will do that after this. So first up, I got the Solstice Box from Stitch Me. The only thing but I got the fabric and silk option, so it's just the fabric and the silk, and there were some candy canes in it, but not the project bag and everything else. So I just did that. That was what I wanted to do this time. I did the winter one last year. I was very happy with it, but these are great. So I'm going to show you the silks first. First up, we've got Crumble, which is a beautiful, like, hot chocolate color, sleet, which is a nice gray, Chili, which is a beautiful gray and blue variegated, like it's a bright blue, that's really pretty. Poinsettia, which is a beautiful red, bright red. Princess, which is like the princess fabric. Blue, variegated. Hot Cocoa, so this is brown and cream looking. Fudge, which is a nice dark brown, well, not that dark, but yeah. And then Winter Blues, which is a beautiful variegated color, and Evergreen. I really love this Evergreen. I may have to reach out to Brandy to see if I can get a bigger skein of this, because I think this would look beautiful in my Garden Stars piece that I want to do at some point. So anyway, those are gorgeous. The silks, I have joined Brandy's Silk of the Month Club starting this month, and then for next year she has two options. You can get just variegated colors and you get 2. Well, there's some different options, so go check her website out. But I think instead of getting multiple smaller skeins, you get 2 bigger skeins, or you can get like, there's some different options. So go check that out. I would, well, okay, I haven't actually stitched with them yet. I do have several of them, but I haven't found a project that I was going to work on them. I have pulled some of them to use in some things. I just haven't gotten around to doing that part yet. So anyway, okay, so the fabric that we got from the Solstice Box, the first one I'm going to show, and I got 36 count linen this time. So I got Glacier, which is a beautiful icy, snowy, blue, like that's gorgeous. I love the way the fabric is, you know, the color distribution. It's really pretty. So yeah, Glacier. And this is Hot Cocoa. So a beautiful tan colored piece, nice neutral to work with, some variegation, but or modeling, but it's almost like got a little bit of like pinky to it, like in the brown. Yeah, I like that. Old Man Winter. This is exclusive to the box, I think, or it says exclusive. Yeah. So, oh, that's pretty too. Ooh, yep. Brandy just knows how to dye fabric so much. So, yes. I am changing up. Well, I'm going to keep ordering from Brandy, but I have, I don't know that I'm doing everything that I'm doing currently next year. So, okay, this is Winter Wonderland, also box exclusive. The beautiful blue. I think it's a little darker than it's showing up. Yeah, it's a little darker than that, but it is very pretty. And this one also is just gorgeous. This is Yule Wreath, which is a beautiful green. Oh, it's so good. Isn't that, oh, that's so good. And it's 36 count. I might be able to get, I might know exactly what I'm gonna use this for. If it fits it, the twisted vines or entangled vines, or I don't remember, there's an ink circles, which the called for is Mystic, but it's like vines and you do them in white. And this would be beautiful with that. I think if it fits, that's gonna be what that plan is. Okay, so that's the Solstice Box. She does have available for pre-order the space themed box, which is the first one for next year. And then there will be a spring, summer, and a fall. She has the calendar up as well for the boxes that she's going to do next year. So you can go check that out as well. I did get my first part of the Bird Crush Club from Lindy Stitches. Excuse me. So if you, I don't know, I guess it may not be available, maybe it's on Facebook, but Stephanie did a video about this when she was announcing it, and I immediately enrolled. Essentially, she's doing a bird a month for the next 12 months, and this is for January's. And then they're inspired by the photography of, oh, does it say? Chris Gilbert. And so he has done different photographs, and she has used that to design a chart. And then she's releasing that. So this first one is called Stellar's J, and here's the picture of what inspired it, and then the pattern will look like this, and so it's really pretty. And then you also get a 5-yard, well, this is a 5-yard skein of the floss. There's one overdyed, and so this is Threadworks 10471, and so it's a variegated green. I probably have this one, but it is used in the pine needles of the trees there. So yeah. And then you also get some like a fact chart with a picture on the back, and then some information about the bird, some little stickers of the photographs of the bird, and a little message from Stephanie. And so I'm really excited about that. And then, but you can check out her website, lindystitches.com, I believe, for more information on that one. And yeah, I think she said in the video, she wasn't sure. She's not, this is only through the club at this point. You cannot just get a digital pattern or anything along those lines. She hasn't opened it to that, and they may be available later, but I wouldn't hold your breath. It's kind of this may be it. I'm sure at some point maybe she'll put them out, but I don't know. Okay, so I did get my nest egg from Threadworks, which is, Threadworks is the product that I get. 3 All Threads is the provider. So what Trisha does is she goes through the alphabet and sends out a group of skeins. I think it's 10, at least for the Threadworks it's 10. But I think you get 10 skeins. It's different depending on the type. She has the Krynex, she has the major dyers, Classic Colorworks, Gast, other things. And so, but the Threadworks, you can get their 20-yard skeins, and you can get 10 of them. It's more expensive than any of the other types of fibers, but you get more. It's a better deal, because I think it's $33 for the pack. But she essentially goes through the alphabet and the name of each floss, and so by the end of it, you will have the full set. And I'm using a lot of these in my pointed fifth. So first one we have here is is number 10371, and so the name of this is Rich Chocolate. It's a beautiful dark brown. Like, that's really pretty. It's so beautiful. 1096, which is called Renaissance. It's a very pink, orange, purple, red variegated. It's really pretty. I really like that one. It'd be a beautiful like flower if you were trying to do some flowers. I might use that in pointed fifth. 1032 or 1032. So 10302. Reflections, and this is a bright white. Like, looks like there's a little bit of variegation to it, but it looks like a smoky B5200. 1126 raspberry cream, and this is like a purple, light purple variegated. 1132, and this is rainforest. And so this is a purple and green, and then a little bit of gray variegation. 1051, this is like a steely gray color, and it's called Rainstorm number 2. There's Rainstorm number 1, which is also in here. We'll get to that. 1090, this is red lipstick, and yeah, it's beautiful red variegation. 1022, this is Rainstorm number 1, so this is a lighter steely gray. But they're both, that's less blue to me at least. $11.49, Rainbow Fairy. Oh really? This is a pastel variegation, variegated floss, and it's pink, purple. Yeah. $11.582, and this is a beautiful purple. It's called Purple Passion. It's a deep purple and a beautiful variegation of the color. So those are that. Okay. Oh, that's not stitching. I am a patron on Patreon of Tracy Horner, Ink Circles, and she sent out to a bunch of us a little chart. Part of what you get every month is a freebie, but she sent a card, a holiday card, and Solstice Blessings, and is with this one, what I got. And it's a beautiful owl on the front. That's actually perfect. Remember on this longest night of the year that you are not alone and you are loved. Solstice Blessings. And it's beautiful, a nice little message from Tracy. And then this really cute little chart, which I think would be cute to do. What does that say? I can't. So, Holiday Magic is the title. So the reindeer has a protection charm woven into his antler. He stitches up quickly in red silk. It's shown in a cranberry silk by Gloriana on 40 count sand linen by Picture This Plus. And this is it's really cute. I love this. I'll definitely do this. That would be a cute one to have for next year. To put up with my Christmas stuff, or to do it next year if I don't get to it this year. But yeah, I definitely want to do that one. It'll be a quick one. Ooh, also, so I'm doing Whip Go next year. I showed you guys my board. I pretty much kept it the same way from the last time I talked about it, but the numbers have dropped today, and so my first category is 5 days on Ink Circles, and then I have 5 days on fandoms, and so that could be easily something that I do, and that would count towards part of a day or a day if it took me a whole day. It's kind of small, but so and this actually I might be able to do this. So let me show you. So my friend Garrett, Coffee Stitcher, sent me a couple things. I was looking for some fabric for the new Egyptian Long Dogs samplers piece, and he had something that he thought might work and sent it to me. It's really high count, and then he sent me another piece also by the same dyer, I think, but it's older. And so this is called Bronze Purple, and it's approximately, I think it's 38 to 42 count. It's about a half yard. So it's been dyed, and it was somebody he purchased it from on Etsy. Doesn't think they sell stuff anymore. He used it, a piece of it. You can see it's cut, but it's a really pretty piece, but it's very high count. I would only need one strand. I think it might work, but I have ordered something else, and I want to see all my options before I decide, but it's definitely in the running. It's probably a little more purple than I was initially going for, because I kind of wanted like a beautiful sunset is the idea of the fabric that I want for the floss that I want to use. But it's really pretty, and I probably will figure something else to do on it if I don't use it for that. And if I don't, then he also said feel free to pass it along, so that might happen. He also sent me this 40 count little piece, and it just says 40 count sample. So it's just a little, there's a pin in it, so hold on. But I bet that ink circles would fit on this, and I bet making that work as well. So yeah, I may do that. Okay. This was from Stitch Me. So Brandy will also do pre-orders for some of the Mirabilias and Bella Filipinas when they come out. You can get fabric with her, you can get the chart, you can get the beads, silks, the Krynic, or whatever is called for. And you get a little bit of a discount. I think it's like 15% if you pre-order it with that. So I was interested in Arya, the Elemental Queen of Air, which is, this is not the newest, but it is one of the newer ones. And so I ordered this and got it from Brandy. And then I got the silk and the beads. I will probably convert the Krynic called for to Treasure Braid. And so I didn't order the Krynic, but I got the silk and everything. So that came together. And then what else? Okay, so I have another giveaway I remembered. Well, let's do this first. I also and I've ordered these before, but she had a little bit of a sale, and Whistle Stop Stitcher has these little library cards that it's a sticker, and it looks like a library card, but it says made by hand of, designer, name, start, finish, type of fabric, floss, location. Essentially, you can put all your information on the back of a piece. I need to do that for Ben's, so that's gonna happen before I give it back to him. But yeah, so you can do, you know, keep track of everything. You can put your whole information, all of that. I have one of these on Dark Queen. And so like other big things that I finish, I wanted a few more of those to have some more to use. Okay, I believe this is from 123 Stitch. I ordered some things. We did a Secret Santa thing at work. I work with two other people that stitch, and oddly, the three of us had each other's names. So I had one person, she had the other, like all three of us were kind of like in a circle of like who had who. But I knew, so I got some ideas of what my friend would like to stitch, my coworker. And so she likes stitching on Ada, and she had been talking about starting a new big full coverage, and some different things. And so I purchased some fabric. I got some Vintage Country Mocha and some of the Easy Guide fabric on 123 Stitch. And then I put together a whole bunch of stuff, some floss drops, some Q-snap, you know, some different things that she hadn't really tried yet, but you know, all the things. And so, but I ordered two charts because I had wanted these and I hadn't bought them yet, but they're the Nora Corbett's. These are in the Bewitching Pixies. These are her most recent additions to that. And we've got Spellbound, which is this one. And then the Sea Witch, which I really like this one. And oh, I don't know if it would really work, but when I talk about the book series, I'll talk about this again. But yeah, so I picked those up. Also part of the Black Friday purchasing sales, Cyber Monday, Abby, Top Knot Stitcher was running a sale, and I picked up some fabric. So I got, this is Lyrebird, Fox and Rabbit, which they are from Australia. And this is a 36 count fat quarter. This is a beautiful, it's like a gray green, I think is how I think I'll describe it. It's not, yeah. So it's really pretty. And yeah, I definitely will figure out something to do that with. And then I also got, I believe this is from Mountain Air. I'm not sure. But Abby had it as well. It's a fat quarter, 32 count Belfast. No, it's not Ada. Linen. Oh, the things after it. Okay. Fat quarter. It's called Fall Bliss. Yeah, Mountain Air hand-dyed fabrics. And so it's a beautiful, beautiful fall brown color. Oh, that would be perfect for so many things. Some of the the witches, it's kind of similar to what Arya is on. I don't know if it's big enough, or that might work for Arya. Although I might want to change the color, but anyway, those, and then, okay, I did get, I got my Fortnight Fabrics Fabric of the Month for November. This is Venus and Serena. This is a 32 count Lugana, and a fat quarter, beautiful purple, pink variegation. That's really pretty too. And then, it's Venus and Serena. And then I got from Jody, Steel City Stitcher, her Fabric of the Month. And I switched up to getting from 32 count Lugana to getting linen. And I am going back and forth between 36 count and 32 count because sometimes I like something I can fit a little bit more on it and then not. So I got this beautiful orange color and this other color, tan. It's like purple modeling to it, but it's really pretty. So both of those, they're 36 count and they're lovely. Okay, next up, so I ordered from Fire Poppies. See, it's almost been another 30 minutes. And I am planning to pick up from Cottage Garden Samplings, I think it's titled Christmas Eve, but it's a Santa from this last year's year of things. And then they're doing woods, Creature in the Woods, and there's a fox that's for this next year. And both of those I'm very interested in doing. And so I picked up some of the specialty floss. They didn't have the pattern there, but it is sold at my LNS, and I have a plan to go there on New Year's Eve with some friends to meet up and shop there, and so that's on my list of things to get. But I went ahead and got the gast that goes with it. So burnt orange, this color, Rose Garden, which I needed two things of, and then Bayberry. And I think this may have been just Santa. Maybe I didn't get the fox yet. Or, well, no, I think this was for the fox. But I picked up at least some of the fancy floss for it. I also picked up two of the what's it called? The grab bags that they put together, and got some different things. But the first one I opened up, and so I did get, they're the $30 option, and I purchased two of them. And so I think that you paid $30, but it was like at least $55 worth of stuff in there. So the first one I got, and then I opened it, and this is the pattern. I was like, wait, what? Like, so I think this will be a giveaway in the future as well. Obviously, I have stitched this. I used a PDF pattern, which I cannot give away, but now I have a physical copy that I can. So this is the Witchy Stitchers Michael Myers. As I showed earlier, I did this for my boyfriend. And yeah, it was really a fun stitch. So yeah, got that one, which I already had. So a lot of the stuff, I'm gonna kind of go through some highlights. So I did get, in each one I got a watercolors from the Karen collection, and so they're kind of, I guess they're 3-ply Pima cotton 10-yard skeins. And so I got Calabasa and Bouquet. And so it says use 1 ply on your fabric. 11 to 20 count fabrics can be used effectively. Sometimes marking over 2 threads, 2 plies are more suitable. So yeah, they're pretty thick. So yeah, I think it's mostly would be used with, or most commonly called for to be used with needlepoint, but they're really cool. I really like them. This is a very pretty color. And this is too, but yeah. So there's those. Then there was a bunch of anchor floss, just random colors, some variegated anchor, some DMC flower thread, which is thinner and individually done. That's just another anchor flower thread. Yeah, I got, what's this? This is DMC rayon floss, which is, it's shiny. Yeah, and some different variegated, there's some different Mill Hill treasures, random ones that were in there. There's some different Krynics. So there was some of this, which is heavy braid, and this is number 13. So there's like a, let's see, 1/16 ribbon. This is a very pretty, like, New Orleans-y green, yellow, purple color. There's this beautiful number 8 blue color, teal, and then like a dark purpley color. Also, this is the number 12 braid. So there's just different things. There's I got this 1/8 inch ribbon, like a maroon color, number 12 braid, a light green, this kind of raspberry of this 1/8 inch braided ribbon. So yeah, and some little buttons of some different things. This is a dog, yeah, dog head. And some just little buttons, and yeah, so just some random different floss, different things, really cool. Chance to try some different stuff that I, wouldn't have just purchased. And so that's really fun. And then I got some different patterns. I showed you the Michael Myers. I also got, this is not really me, but I will, and so it'll probably be a giveaway, but in the future. Jelly Bean Jubilee. This is from With Thy Needle and Thread. And this is this collection of 7 Easter themed smalls. And so you can see that 2021 With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. So I'm not an Easter stitcher, and certainly not that style is not something I want to do. This one has a little bit more interest for me, but this is Stitches Through Time. As the designer, this is this side wheeler, original design by Pamela J. Barnett. And so I think it's, yeah, it's 2011 chart. So it's a little older now, but it's a steamboat, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. It's full coverage, but that's a lot to stitch. That's a lot. So, yeah, we'll see about that. I got another Witchy Stitcher pattern. This is You Are My Destiny, which is a quote from Back to the Future. And then I got Ghostly Forest from the Primitive Hare. Just a nice piece. That one. And then I got a needlepoint design, or a counted needlepoint design. It's called, it's Debbie's Designs Royal Garden. 2013 Debbie Rowley for Debbie's Designs. 18 count mono canvas. And this is what it would look like. So that's pretty. Yeah, so it calls for some pearl cotton, 6-stranded DMC, Karen watercolors, Krynic, some other pearl cottons, and Rainbow Gallery, lame braid, different things. So yeah, that is some different things. Those have kind of been interesting to me. I have this. I might do something with this. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, they are doing a sale. I believe it's through the end of the year, so you still have some time. This will probably be up before then. Hopefully I get this up today, but I believe like every $50 you spend, you get $10 off, something along those lines. I think up to 200. I don't know how far up it goes, but and then of course if you spend at least $35, you get free shipping. And so they have always been great. I really love Fire Poppies. If you need something, they have a lot. I mean, things run out, of course, at times, but they have a very good fabric selection. You can call and get help with getting some things, like trying to find the right kind of color, different stuff. They're great. Use them. And yeah, I believe they still have some of the grab bags. I haven't checked recently, but the last time I looked, they still had some. I thought about getting another one, but I'm not sure. If I end up doing another order, probably will, but we'll see. Before the end of the year, I mean. I will be ordering from them in the future as well, but I want to kind of get some, trying to figure out what I needed and different stuff. So anyway, before I turn over to viewing and reading stuff, please go, I forgot to do this at the beginning, sorry. For all of you that have made it this far, thank you. All of you that are subscribers and comment and like on my videos, thank you for doing that. Please do that. Please continue to do that. I enjoy that, and that's kind of why I do these things. And so I appreciate it. If you I didn't say this earlier, but so for the giveaway, don't say giveaway. Don't say win or prize or anything like obvious like that, but just use the keywords that I said in your comment, which are fairy or dragon or both. Fairy dragon you could put in there. And so do that if you want to be entered. I will pick one for each of the keywords, and then I'll get in touch with you on how to do that, all that. And then we'll kind of go from there. The other thing that I was, no, I just lost it. I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry about that. Okay, so books and viewing. I have been reading the October Day series by Seanan Mcguire. I'm just going to show you the first book because I'm in book 15 and I don't want to show every single one. I'm not going to talk about each individual book because there's a lot of spoilers, you know, from one book to the other because you haven't got there yet. Okay, so Rosemary and Rue is the first book in this series, and the main character is October Day. The series basically is about fairy and different fae, and the main character, October Day, is a changeling, which in this world is defined as being part human and part fae. Her mother is known as Amandine. She is a fairy, and then she October describes it as played fairy bride and got with her father, who was a human, and had her. And then when she was, I don't remember what exact age, but not quite a teenager probably, she had she was given what's called the Changelings Choice. And so she's asked whether she wants to be a human or whether she wants to be a fairy. And she chose fairy, like her mother. And so she was taken, her and her mother were left her father, and the other fairies burned the house down, essentially made it look like they died in a house fire. Her father didn't, but he died later after that. And so because she's part fae, she ages a lot more slowly. And so the book kind of starts off, she is a private investigator, and she is trying to help her liege lord, who is a Dunya She, which is type of fairy lord, and his name is Sylvester Torquil, and she is trying to help him find his wife and daughter who have been taken, and he believes that his brother was involved. And she is following her brother, Sylvester's brother, Simon, and stumbles upon him, and then she is caught by him and turned into a fish for 12 years, 14 years, something like that. A long time. She's stuck in a pond as a fish. And at this time, she has a boyfriend that is human, doesn't know that she is part fairy, or that she's a changeling. She has a child that is 2 and doesn't know. And so she's gone for 12 years, and that is I think it's 12. And so that's a big thing that affects her. That's essentially the very beginning of the book. She comes out of being a fish, and the world has changed. It's been 12 years. It's kind of closer to today. It's not. So Seanan, the author, has been releasing these books once a year for essentially the last 15 years. Like, they come out every September, it seems like. And although they have been coming out for that amount of time, the time period is not that between every book a year passes inside the world. But in the newer books, there are cell phones that have screensavers and that have, presumably have apps and things like that. Although it doesn't quite describe it that way. There's the internet, there's lots of things that seem a lot more modern. And so it's almost like the first couple books, because I think over the time period of the books, it's maybe been 4 or 5 years at the most. It hasn't been that much, but there have been 15 of them. And so there's certainly going to be that kind of stuff. But anyway, so that's the series. It it's really good. It has elements of like a found family. She has to restart her life essentially after this, coming out of this. She's not sure how to, her human family doesn't want anything to do with her. Her fairy family, she's still not sure what's going on because she essentially felt like she failed in doing what she was trying to do during that time period. And then it's just been, she doesn't know what to do essentially. And so, yeah. Now, she is, she has to find, there's a lot of people that she meets along the way and they become very influential throughout the time period. So I can't really talk about a lot of the other characters because it's kind of hard to deal with. But there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of, the author puts Toby, October, through a lot of stuff. It starts off with she's turned into a fish for 12 years. That's not the worst thing that happens to her. It may be the most time period that's spent on doing something, but she goes through a lot of stuff. There's a lot of people around her. Things are taken away from her. People suffer a lot of stuff around her. But overall, it's a really enjoyable series, and I really like it. There's a lot of the Fae are seen as they're very they're definitely very LGBT friendly. October is not, her love interest is a man throughout the series, or men. There's multiples, but there's a lot of LGBT characters that are shown throughout the series, which is really nice. Good amount of representation, and it's really enjoyable. So I would definitely recommend it. I have kind of plowed through them, and I'm in the 15th book, which is the current one that came out most recently, and I'm looking forward to the next one that's going to be out next year. I don't know how long they're going, but they're very fun, and I've been enjoying them. She does take you through a lot. It's a little bit more adult in that theme than her other series, the Encryptids, which seems a little bit more juvenile, but not in a derogatory way. Just seems a little bit younger. And this is a little bit more adult, but there's not really there's not sex scenes. I mean, I guess there is occasionally, but this is not a romance book, but it's not that kind of adult. So I really enjoyed them. The only other thing that I wanted to talk about was the Wheel of Time series, which is by Amazon. It's on Amazon Prime. I think I talked about this last time as well. I really enjoyed it. The series just ended this last week, this last Friday. The season 1 ended. Honestly, the finale was a little bit of a letdown for me. It was probably one of my least favorite episodes. There's a lot in it and a lot of things happened. Now, I also have seen a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, and I think part of why it didn't work as well as it could have is because of things that happened in the show production that were not really in their control. One of the actors, so I believe my understanding is so the last 2 episodes were after COVID had happened, and they were resuming production with COVID protocols. And in that time period, one of the actors did not come back to the show. And he is also not going to play the character in the future seasons. He is, as far as I can tell, or lots of people have said, he's kind of quit acting. He's not really showing up anywhere, doing other things, but I wish him the best. Whatever. He was really good. He played Matt Coffin in the first essentially 6 episodes, and then he's just not there in 7 and 8. There's some older shots that they seem to have used to repurpose to show him there, but it's not a big thing. I really enjoyed him. He was great in the show. I wish him well. I'm looking forward to how they're going to use a new person. They're cast someone else to play him in the future, and so I'm looking forward to that. there's a lot of things that they did, and I have also seen some behind the scenes stuff, and I understand why they made some of the choices. And overall, I do like the series, and I think it is great. I just, the finale was kind of, it was not up to what the other episodes were for me. And that's just where it was. But I really enjoyed the series overall. I will be watching it. I'll probably watch through it again not that long from now. And then I will be also watching it on the next season. It has also been listed as like Amazon's most successful or most viewed Prime show now, which I am very happy with. I'm hopeful that lots of people enjoy this show, not just book fans, but also people that haven't read the books, and that really love it. And it, because I think part of the problem I have with the first season is that it really needed more. They needed 10 episodes, not 8. And I think they wanted 10, they didn't get 10. They got 8, and I think because of the success that maybe they should get 10 for season 2, and that will help them kind of reestablish, like build this stuff out. And I think that would be good. But yeah, some of this stuff is not how I would have done it visually. It's not how I imagined it, but I do think it looks pretty good. I mean, the VFX, I've seen lots of people complain about them. It's still a TV show, and it's still being done. Like, I think they did amazing things in some points, and then at some points they were kind of like, well, we used our money elsewhere. And I think that's valid. I do not think any of this looks like it is a 1990s cartoon or, you know, something that was clearly horrible. Like, sure, it could be better, but I'm not mad about it. That's not something I'm going to be mad at. But anyway, I'm kind of thinking of watching a reviewer that I enjoy, and I seem to harp quite a bit on the VFX problems of the show. And I don't know that I qualify that. I would classify them as problems. It's not great. And there was a scene where they de-aged somebody. That did not look good. That was bad. But it was what it is. It is what it is. And so, anyway. But thank you for spending time with me, talking about stitching and everything else. I hope you have a great holiday time, and look forward to the new year. I'll probably do my next video after New Year's, and my family's tradition has always been to take the tree down around New Year's. My boyfriend does it after 12 days of Christmas. And so it's after that. He's not going to be here all that long after New Year's. So I'm not sure we'll figure it out. I'm not saying it won't be here in February. So it might be here the next time you see it. It might not be. It probably won't be, but the tree may be here, or you may have the table back. And looks like none of the dogs really had a big problem or anything, so that's great. Anyway, well, thank you all for being here, and I look forward to seeing you again next time, and I'll see you later. Bye!